as fans, I'm pretty sure we were all excited to see Kung Fu Panda coming out. I mean, the films themselves are pretty entertaining to watch, and they're also consistently good. But when it comes to the fourth film, well, I'm not so sure about that. And don't get me wrong, the film was very enjoyable to watch. But my problem is something was missing. Like, something completely was missing that was there in the previous films. And that, in my opinion, comes to purpose. Now, you see with the first film, we see the Poe going through the hero's journey. The second one, Poe goes through his past and battles his past. And then the third one, Poe goes through a lot of inner peace, a lot of his family struggles and so on. And in the fourth one, to me, they just feel so bland and stale. And it annoys me so much because this is a franchise that has a lot of meaningful messages in the first and the second and the third. And it is completely obvious that the fourth one was just not planned well. I mean, first and foremost, the budget completely fell off with 80 million comparing to other ones which it had 150, 130 million. Also, the fact that the Furious 5 are completely not in the film, which is a complete letdown, and it is really weird that the fact that they aren't in the film at all, considering they were in the first three and now they're not in the film in the fourth one, which is completely insane to me. So what did they do to solve this issue? Well, in the fourth film they brought a new character which we completely do not care and try to make them as Dragon Warrior. This seems like a good idea. It does on paper. However, when you see the fact that the franchise Kung Fu Panda already set up a path to already make someone a Dragon Warrior like the Furious 5, or if they just use the same piece of concept like Kung Fu Panda 4 and bring Tai Lang as the villain, or probably make him as the Dragon Warrior, that would be a really good idea. But to me, Zhen is a character which I just completely dislike. It's not because of the voice actor, but it's just because that she wasn't really that important in the film. And I also would like to mention that the film is completely fast to watch. Like, we go through a scenario, it happens, and then there you go. And to me, that's why it just felt completely empty to me, because for some reason there's just no depth, there's no charisma, there's no development of any sort, and it's completely obvious as to why the film was completely quick to watch. And when you take the first and the second and the third, it takes time to develop, time to develop, and for the fourth one it just completely rushes it. And it's so obvious that DreamWorks were here to get money. It is very annoying to me that they're doing this, because Kung Fu Panda is such a huge IP. But then again, you can't say much because DreamWorks are here to get money. So that was their end goal. They got their audience, they got new audiences of course, and they just done their job. But in terms of like the old audiences and for the film fans in general, they completely failed. But it does not hinder the fact that there are good things about the film overall. For instance, Jack Black's performance was really good, and he just knows the character very well, and obviously he just smashes it, and I'm glad they didn't really ruin his character much. And also the fact that the humor is completely the same, and the fact that they didn't really hinder that much and they put it in the right spot and the right place. I'm happy with that. I'm completely happy with the fact they did that. But if I'm going to be honest, these are the two good things I really liked about the film, because this film really disappointed me, and I was so excited to watch more of Kung Fu Panda, more of Poe's story. For instance, just seeing new villains, new unique villains. And don't get me wrong, the chameleon is a unique villain. However, her motivations and her ambitions was just not really there, and it just completely felt same as Lord Shen's, but pretty worse, to be honest. So if I'm going to be honest, this film was just not good in my opinion. I really wish I liked this film. Like, I was so excited to see this film, but at the end it just wasn't there. So overall, this film is a huge crash grab where the creators and the studio just did not really care about the film at all. And I feel bad for Jack Black. He really likes this character, but with a terrible script and no planning forward, it just didn't work for me. So therefore, I am going to be giving this film a 4 out of 10.